bigger than me. And the first step I did when I created them is I named them. I named them after people in my life, and they're not featured in my background, but the first two characters I created they're actually on my website. They are two teddy bears, and they have blankets and bunny slippers. And they're named after both my grandma and my grandfather.
Nice.
Now I'm Kristina Lucia because I'm named after my grandma Lucy. So the first bear I ever made was after my grandma Lucy, because I am her namesake. And then the teddy bear Eddie after my grandfather.
Eddie.
And it gave me that spark to kind of start telling a little story behind each and like start playing with that idea. And when I started working on my messaging with some of them, actually, I'm no longer working with this person, but they did give me like an up on my messaging. I realized working with them, I needed to write a children's series because at that point I have been blogging. The characters led me to blogging, and I've always been a storyteller. I've always loved telling a good story. And then I realized working on my messaging, I was like, oh, I need to write a book. And I realized it was going to be a series. And the more I realized it with children's series, the book is really a foundation. And when I declared myself to write a book, I knew I was going to illustrate that. That was a given. I've always been an artist. I've been in formal art lessons since I'm 7.5 years old, like training from a very young age. And parents out there know, like, when you have kids in art lessons, you realize it's a lot more than just picking out a color. Like art is a very complex, technique in it is very complex. And I was fortunate that I had a teacher that took me under her wing very early on. And from starting to write and illustrate the books, that led me to start storyboarding. And I was like, well, this is a coloring book. I need to start doing that. And this is actually the first time I'm saying this openly on the podcast, but I did officially decide to self-publish my books.
Nice.
So they are coming out in spring 2023, the first. There will be 15 in all. Wow. I will have, by first quarter of next year, I will have 5 illustrated and written. I'm actually planning on having book 4 and 5 fully written by the end of this year, and book 4 fully illustrated. So book 5, I'm tagging on to the beginning of next year, and that way, but one will be officially for sale, available for spring 2023. So I'm super stoked about that. But yeah, that's how it started. And I do actually have Bella beside me.
There you go.
She is the main character of my series and a child version of myself. And I'm really excited for you to get to know her better through the books.